Welcome back to AgriTalk from Washington, D.C., broadcasting from the U.S. Department of Education. Sharon Miller kind of give us a segue right into our next guest, Cator, Director of Educational Technology. And Karen, thank you for joining us. I would think that technology is certainly helping you get these programs and initiatives out to areas, even remote areas in rural America that maybe it would have been difficult to do before.
Sure. This is a great time, actually, for people to kind of understand what's possible in rural America. A couple things. Technology really offers two things. One is access to education, access to healthcare resources, access to information, all sorts of things like that. But it also gives people a voice. We want to make sure that people throughout the country in every corner have the opportunity to participate fully in a growing online infrastructure and community. That's
why it's so important, and efforts are underway to try to make sure that broadband is available across the country.
Sure. So in February, the FCC launched the National Broadband Map, which allows anybody to put in an address and find out what kinds of broadband are available at what speeds. It allows great transparency to see what's available now and then what needs to be built out. There also is a great move to put tremendous resources through the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Commerce into building out broadband to all parts of the country. The President suggested that in the next 5 years we want to cover 98% of the country with broadband, and that does completely invest in the opportunity for all people to access what they need.
I was going to say, so the goal is, regardless of where you live in the country, whether you're in very rural America or you're in a major city, a student should have access to those same programs and opportunities.
Absolutely, and in most rural areas, that's really the only way students are going to be able to access the full range of courses. Sharon talked about multiple pathways and all of the opportunities that people have to meet the needs, to reach their own goals, and we want to make sure that everybody everywhere has access. So in a rural place, you can access online courses, modules, videos, better ways of understanding the kinds of things that you need to pursue the path that you want to take. So. Yeah.
Wasn't that long ago we thought, well, that's something for college students, but now it's for high school and younger even.
Absolutely, and actually what's interesting is we're really moving from an online course strategy to a blended environment where you have wonderful adults that may not have the advanced content knowledge in an area, but they certainly can convene students, discuss, help them ask good questions, help them do research, help them access, make sure they're motivated, have everything they need to be fully successful with the content that may be in the blended environment and online. So absolutely, the kinds of things that students can now take in terms of courses and in terms of just accessing experts, peers in other places, it's blossoming.
How do schools make sure they're taking advantage of that and offering that for their students?
So we're trying to, at first, broadband is incredibly important, right? And the second thing is building transparency, helping people see what's possible. So we're looking actually for the best examples throughout the country, communities that have figured out how to use video conferencing in some cases, straight online courses in some cases, blended learning environments in some cases, even access to modules. There are free environments like this new environment that's sprung up called the Khan Academy. Completely free, a brilliant mathematician and scientist who is now, publishing little videos about how to solve problems in math and science. So people can access those kinds of things. So we want to get those resources out fully and make sure everybody's aware of what's possible.
So it comes down to distribution of information, doesn't it?
Distribution of information, transparency, and I also want to make sure that people also understand it's not just about access, it is about voice. We want people in rural areas to also publish out the best courses, the best content that they have, folks, so the rest of the world can understand the agriculture business, for example, and make good decisions about where they would like to live and what they would like to do in their productive future.
That's a good point. They're not being left out because they're in rural America. They're an active part of the educational process. Karen, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Karen Cator, Director of Educational Technology here at the Department of Agriculture. We'll take a break, come back with much more to come. No Child Left Behind, very much in the news again. We'll talk about it next. It's halftime on AgriTalk.